Solana. Here's a daily chart of Solana. Solana had a big wedge pattern, big consolidation, broke out. We're re-wedging right now. We should break out again into year end to follow that liquidity pattern, banana zone. Ethereum. This is the weekly chart of Ethereum. The weekly chart of Ethereum hasn't yet broken out, but it's very close. So whether we break out this month, which is my hunch, and then maybe retest in the January pullback from liquidity, or we pull back here for a bit and then explode through afterwards. Either way, that chart, that wedge pattern, to me is one of the most powerful patterns in all of crypto and suggests we've got a very big move in Ethereum to come. The other thing that I look at is I look at the cross rates between various crypto to try and pick the strongest one. I've already shown that Solana is very strong and it's expected to keep going higher. But when I compare SUI against Solana, it's starting to break out from this inverse head and shoulders pattern, which suggests to me that I would switch more assets from Solana into SUI. That's not saying Solana is going to go down. In fact, I think Solana does extremely well, and you should be overweighted there because it is a second cycle, more proven protocol, while SUI is newer and riskier. But it looks like the alpha is going to come from the new token, the new performer of SUI. And we can hear Adani talking about this later today when Chris Bullock interviews him about SUI. To show another interesting chart that I quite like is XRP has been super strong. But really, what we've seen is the upward trend of SUI outperformance. We hit the bottom of the trend channel, and we're likely to outperform XRP going forwards again in that ongoing relative outperformance. Again, that's not saying XRP goes down, but I'm just giving you the perspective of these cross rates so you understand the nuance of markets, because really a lot of people have too much assets spread across too many things. When you start comparing one asset to the other, you can actually narrow it down and concentrate your bets into bets that really matter. A lot of the time you think, oh, I want a bit of this and a bit of that and a bit of this because that's going up and that's going up and that's breaking out. You actually underperform by doing that. I've found that being more concentrated in my bets, using the don't fuck this up thesis, which is have, let's say, 80 or 90% in the main tokens. And those would be Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Then you can have weightings in whatever you choose it to be, where you think you're going to find outperformance, including some memes, which should be a much smaller part of your portfolio because you're likely to get wrecked. You'll have fun doing so, but you're likely to get wrecked. Okay, next chart, XRP itself, fabulous pattern. Look at wedge after wedge after wedge after wedge. So we're just building another wedge now, ready for the next break higher. So that move is clearly not done. If you look at the weekly chart of XRP, it's a stunner. This massive 7-year wedge is broken. Who knows where this chart goes to? It's very powerful. But then go back to that chart of SUI versus XRP, and it's suggesting that SUI should even outperform this. So that's the perspective I have. Now, it's not always going to be 100% right, but that's how I look at it.
Ethereum is poised on the precipice of a massive upswing, at least according to Raoul Pal, a leading voice in the financial macro strategy scene and CEO of Real Vision. In recent analysis sessions, Pal spots a mysterious yet promising bullish wedge pattern forming on Ethereum's weekly chart. He suggests that the smart contract giant might soon eclipse its past performances. Yet, what's even more intriguing is its potential to outperform its nearest rival, Bitcoin, leveraging insights tied to broader economic indicators like the ISM Manufacturing Index. Could this be the moment Ethereum enthusiasts have been eagerly waiting for? Welcome back to Investocracy Crypto.
Here's SUI Solana. So we've been consolidating the wedge. We had the huge outperformance, consolidation, breakout, retest the breakout zone. Next leg should be SUI's favor because of the long-term chart. And this is the weekly chart. And you saw the daily chart earlier with the inverse head and shoulders, stuff like that. So there's a lot of great charts that are lining up that say banana zone. In meme land, whiff, dog whiff hat. inverse head and shoulders, broke out, retest, next leg higher should come shortly. Jupiter. So Jupiter is it's kind of a leverage bet on Sol because it's a DEX on Sol, so more Sol activity, more Jupiter goes up. So it's broken out as well and looks very positive. These kind of wedge patterns that we see are immensely powerful. So this is beta to Sol. Another one that did a very similar pattern was MOG. It had exactly the same wedge and then it exploded higher, and it's been exploding higher since as it ended up getting listed on the major exchanges. So again, you can see these patterns. They're human behavior on a chart, and they don't all happen at the same time. This is the hard thing about the banana zone, is different things pop at different times. And you've always, trust me, always got the feeling you've got the wrong token. Then yours pumps, and then something else pumps. And you're like, do I chase this one? Have I got it wrong? Stick with your program. You'll probably get it right over time if you use the don't fuck this up thesis of asset allocation. So don't worry, FOMO is a natural part of this market. The real temptation is to chase every breakout. Don't do that because they roll over time, they repeat the same patterns, but they're not all 100% in the same phase. The other one that's an absolute stunner of a chart is Doge. Doge just keeps doing the same thing every cycle. It does consolidation, 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 explosion. Consolidation, 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 explosion. The explosion is always the banana zone, and Doge is the strongest characteristic of the banana zone. It's this massive meme that gets the world's attention. It has been going since 2013, and it has been unstoppable. And look at the breakout levels. Now, if we repeat anything like we did the last two banana zone periods, we've got a hell of a ride to come. So Doge is something that I keep a close focus on. And again, once we zoom down to the shorter term time horizon, Doge, and again, this is slightly out of date, this is from yesterday, but Doge is wedging yet again. These wedges are fabulous patterns in bull markets or bear markets, depending which way you're looking at.
Raoul Pal, renowned for his sharp economic insights and uncanny market predictions, paints a picture of Ethereum on the cusp of a transformational journey. As he highlights, the cryptocurrency is inching towards a breakout point, shown vividly through a bullish wedge pattern on its weekly chart. For those unfamiliar with technical analysis, think of it as a moment when Ethereum could ascend as if shot from a financial cannon. Pal muses on the possibility of Ethereum storming through this barrier sometime this month, or perhaps experiencing a brief lull before launching into the stratosphere post-January. Either way, he's confident about significant movements ahead. Pal's conviction isn't based merely on personal insight. The data provides a compelling backdrop. Ethereum's comparison with Bitcoin reveals a parallel bullish wedge, suggesting ETH has consistently held its value relative to Bitcoin since 2017. It's stable, resilient, and ready to spring into action.
Doge Bitcoin is like, I think, the most humorous chart in all of humanity. What it's saying is since Doge came out in 2013, it's outperformed Bitcoin by 500%. It's suggesting that Doge is the hardest currency in the known galaxy. Now, if that chart plays out and it breaks that kind of downward sloping wedge or whatever channel, and we go to a new high, I mean, that's telling us something that we can't get our heads around, that Doge is literally a better currency than Bitcoin. And I know that's contentious. I'm just looking at the charts. I find it hilarious. We may be living in a simulation, and it's probably Elon's simulation. Therefore, this works. One of the memes you all know I've got, Smoking Chicken Fish. Smoking Chicken Fish did a perfect rip up and then long-term consolidation, which happens to be a wick-off reaccumulation pattern. We should expect it to go to the top of the range around the sort of 120, 130 level, chop around there for a bit and then explode higher. So, you can use these kind of patterns as well. But again, they're all suggestive that we're in the banana zone, the first leg of the banana zone. Not everything sinks. They come one after the other, off the other. Then we get a big correction. And maybe in that bigger correction, it could be the majors correct and the alts explode higher. I'm not sure yet. We'll have to wait and see. I don't trade it. And we'll talk about that correction in a bit. Smoking chicken fish broke out of the downward sloping wedge pattern as well. So again, just more confirmation.
The narrative woven by Pal presents a compelling case for Ethereum, portraying it as more than just another cryptocurrency, but a strategic investment as its breakout looms on the horizon. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
So here in white is rate cuts priced in. Very few rate cuts priced in. So there's like, I don't know what the scale is here, but there's very little rate cuts priced in, but it's driven on a forward basis by the dollar and the long end. So it's now saying, as we weaken economic growth, we should start to see rate cuts. And then, as you can see, we're starting to see the pickup again in financial conditions, which is important. And I'll come into that in a minute. So when you put it all together, they're all the same thing. Fed rate cuts, the DXY, 10-year bond yields, they're all highly mirroring each other. 10-year bond yields seem to be suggesting faster and faster that the dollar should roll over and rates should roll over too. That creates financial conditions. And now what we've got here is financial conditions index, which is rates, the dollar and oil prices, has been consolidating for a period of time. And it is suggesting that the ISM, which is the business cycle, the Institute of Supply Managers survey, should be much higher, i.e. we've got economic growth to come. It leads by 9 months. So in 9 months' time, the economy will be a lot stronger than it is today.
Already, there are whispers amongst trading floors about Ethereum, not just maintaining its current strengths, but accelerating towards new milestones. Acknowledging the grand tapestry of economic indicators intertwined with Ethereum's trajectory, could investing now be akin to riding the wave just before the crest? And finally, if you would like to know more about cryptocurrencies or specifically Bitcoin, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.